Hi friends, my name is Lori Lindgren and I'm the Director of Women of the Harvest. Thank you so much for joining us in Beijing next week. I am really looking forward to serving with each one of you. It's kind of hard to believe that we're only a week away from departure, isn't it? Actually, it was last night that I found out my flight is at 8 a.m. So I was kind of thinking it was the end of the day, so I know what that's feeling like to get all of your last minute details together. And I know Christina has been working with many of you on getting your visas taken care of. We have several volunteers that have just joined us in the last week or two, so we're still getting flights. And I know we just want to help you feel prepared for this incredible experience that's before us. I imagine that you're all wondering what it will be like once we get there. And not only the culture and the beauty that we're going to observe, but what we can say and not say. What we can do or not do while we're there in order to protect the safety of our attendees. I hope to put you at ease with a few guidelines that we will all follow. And as is the case with most restricted countries, they are going to assume that we are Christians simply because we come from America. And they are going to expect us to read our Bibles and worship because, after all, we're Americans. They are primarily concerned that we might proselytize or seek to convert the Chinese people. And that's what they're going to be watching for in our behavior and in our conversations. I know in a group of 23 volunteers, there's probably some of us that have the natural gift of evangelism. And in this setting, it is going to be your greatest challenge. We absolutely cannot interact with anyone, Chinese or any other nationality, on this level. We must not jeopardize the security of any of our guests. Perhaps the hardest word to eliminate for all of us is going to be the word missionary. So it is crucial that we do so. We will most often use the terminology of worker or cross-cultural worker. It's going to be okay to pray, use the names of God, and to worship. In fact, that will probably be a subtle way that the hotel employees will hear and observe the truth. We will avoid, though, any terminology that is evangelism-oriented. When talking with our guests during small groups or pampering sessions, we will focus on who they are rather than what they do. Christina will provide you with a list of questions that will be appropriate to guide our conversations when we're talking one-on-one with the attendees. But in general, once you board that first flight, I suggest that if you are asked why you are going to China, begin right there, just responding that we are going on holiday with other American friends that are working in China. When you fill out the customs forms, the purpose of your trip will be that you're going for tourism. You do not need to declare anything in customs, so you can just answer no to all of those questions on the customs form. If your luggage is opened at customs and you are asked about the items that you're bringing for the guests, then you can just tell them that you're bringing gifts for your American friends. Let me give you just a few precautions that I would like us all to take. I know you're wondering about your Bible. I want you to feel free to bring your own Bible, but we just ask that you do not bring any extras to give away. Then your laptops or tablets or smartphones. We need to be cautious with both our incoming and outgoing emails or when we're on Skype so that compromising information is not picked up by the censors. We are going to ask that you avoid sensitive words and that you encourage your family and friends to do so as well while they're communicating with you. So that's something you're going to want to talk about before you leave so they'll know that they need to be careful in those emails or when you're on Skype. And just make sure that you have password protection on any device that you bring with you so it's just not easily accessible. Let's talk a little bit about when we're having conversations with the attendees. So we want to be careful to not ask or probe into certain parts of their ministries. I know we were recalling when we were in Thailand and we had an attendee that actually came from China. One of our volunteers said that she asked which company this woman worked for, meaning her mission agency. And the response of the attendee just helped our volunteer know that she didn't feel comfortable in answering that question. And even though it was asked naively, she wished that she had remembered to be careful about the wording that she was using and just not to ask certain questions that will make them feel awkward about not responding. If you are ever approached by hotel staff or any other guests in the hotel and you're asked questions about what we're doing, our response is going to be that we have many American friends that love the Chinese culture and love living in their country. It's very important for them to know that people like their country and that we have come to meet our friends for holiday, that we love to laugh together and enjoy American traditions. So again, if you are asked any questions by hotel staff, any other hotel guests, or any other authority figures, and you feel uncomfortable, just feel free to direct them to Christina or myself, and we'll take over for you. You know, this is actually the most sensitive country that we've ever hosted a retreat in. We are expecting that every room will be bugged. We are constantly going to be watched. It's likely that our rooms will be searched when we're not in them. And so because of that, we're not going to bring any literature with us that could compromise our attendees' presence in the country. So we are all going to guard our conversations, even in our hotel rooms. We are going to keep sensitive items with us at all times. And so even during our training days and our debriefing days, we are going to guard our conversations. So my goal in this podcast is to help you feel confident as we are about to enter this fascinating country. But if this has brought more questions to your mind, please feel free to call Christina. I was teasing that I could just give you her cell phone number and have you call her 24/7. But really, we do want to answer any questions that you have because we want you to feel confident about that. We can be encouraged that God has revealed Himself and His endorsement of our ministry in China in so many ways. And we'll look forward to telling you about that too. We've had miraculous financial provision in the last week. So many ways that we have seen God open the doors for us to go to China. So I am looking forward to being together in just 1 week. Let's all be praying together for the time that God has for us there to minister to these women. Thanks so much and see you soon.